Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
This is Marvin.
And Amber.
And Liberty's in the other room.
Yep, and
we're with the family.
Oh.
We're back, guys. We're here in our home now. It's been about 2 months now.
Yep, just a few days over 2 months that we've been in our house.
A lot of you guys have been trying to figure out, where we've been, what's up with the Atlanta recap. Did we stay in Atlanta, or did we go to Mars or something like that? We're here to stay.
We are here, y'all. So this is actually our 8-month update of how Atlanta has been for us.
And I guess we'll do one more once we hit 1 year.
Yeah, we'll do a year update. Yeah,
a year update. Good. So be on the lookout for that. We're gonna do a lot of normal content, but we'll update at that point. But how you feel?
I feel great, y'all. Today, we actually just went on a little day trip to Athens, Georgia. So just speaking of being here in Atlanta, it has been wonderful. We have been busy. As we just mentioned, we've been in our house, so we've been doing a lot of decorating, just buying little odds and ends and things and putting things in place. And it's just been really, really, really amazing. One of the great highlights of living here, you guys, has been, as you've heard many times, the traffic talk, how crazy it is, but because of where we live, it's been very feasible for our work. So
main thing that we want to talk about in this particular video is how to make a relocation to a city like in Atlanta as efficient as possible and as stress-free as possible. For one, we both work in the area that we live in. So we don't deal with any of the Atlanta traffic at all.
The crazy Atlanta traffic.
85 and 20 and all that stuff. We don't deal with none of that stuff. So if you're talking about moving anywhere, relocating somewhere, you definitely want to lock it down on the job side into that particular area that you're planning on living in. Because you just want your life to be, you don't want to spend all those hours on the road and stuff like that. I mean, if it's possible. And I think anything's possible. We believe that it would work that way. And that's how it happened.
That's right. The next thing, you guys, that we want to talk about, and I'm gonna let Babe take this one over because he's the techie of the family, is being cable free and the antenna situation, Babe, based on where we live in the suburbs.
Yeah, guys. So the particular area of Atlanta that we live in gets zero antenna service. So thankfully, I'm a bit of a techie, I admit it. So, at first we were gonna hook up the house, with like a master kind of antenna to at least pull down like local channels, and then we have a bunch of Chromecast on several TVs in the house. So at least we wanted to watch local Atlanta news and stuff like that. But because of how far we live, we got a really good antenna and we still don't get no local channels.
Had to take it back to Best Buy.
So our workaround has been just relying on the Chromecast. And that's been dope because a lot of the local news channels, they have their own app, and you can pull it up on your phone's app, and then you can just beam it to like a Roku or a Chromecast. So we haven't missed nothing. We watch a lot of YouTube.
We do, y'all, and we've mentioned this time and time again that we basically got rid of cable, many years ago. Gosh, it's been many years ago.
Over 5 years of this.
It's been at least, and that would mean about 7 years, I guess, maybe 7 or so. But anyway, y'all, so we don't watch a whole lot of TV as it is, but when we do, y'all, we just use YouTube. We do Netflix, and really that's about it, I think.
Yeah, some online streaming sources.
Online streaming, like if it's a certain show, like Greenleaf is a show that we like, so Babe, find it and then we'll watch it that way. It's been good,
And then it's allowed us to really have like a peaceful atmosphere. Like I said, we do watch a lot of YouTube. All the information we consume, the way our world is shifting, you kind of catch stuff in bite-sized pieces.
You do, that's true.
Versus sitting
and actually watching it. You're right, babe. Like the news and stuff, like we obviously, because we're on Instagram, so we know a lot of what's going on at that point. But then even sometimes we miss stuff that way too. But
we just It's just the way of the world. I mean, and it'd be funny because when we're in the gym and I see like local Atlanta news and they'll be like, this person was arrested in Lithonia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we know Lithonia, but we don't know it like where we came from, which was actually home.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, oh yeah, there's always something happening in Lithonia. There's always something happening in Alpharetta.
Yeah.
Like we don't have that kind of connection to the city like that, at least not yet.
Not yet, yeah. And Babe was just giving an example about the
way. Yeah, Lithonia is fine.
Yeah, and Alpharetta, just an example.
But you don't have that connection to the local scene like that, so it's been cool.
It has been cool, yeah. And so also you guys...
I was just going to say one more thing. And we saved a lot of money because all we have is our internet package. And so with the internet, that's all we have. We have like I said, the Chromecast and everything streaming. So we don't spend any money at all.
Exactly. Right. I was just thinking, Babe, to talk about church.
Yeah.
We love our church, y'all. If you follow us on Instagram, we do post a lot of the times when we're heading into service, as well as some of the messages, and particularly in our stories and things like that. We love our church, y'all. Our church is approximately about 30 minutes from where we live, which isn't too bad. And then Liberty goes to the children's service, which she loves. She's racing to get there every week. And we've been so blessed because y'all moving here, relocating here to Georgia, that was one of the things that we were nervous about, was finding a very, very good church home that was comparable to what we had in Houston, which many of you guys know we went to Lakewood Church. And we had been going there, y'all, for like 16 years. Babe, 17. He went a year before I came in, and that was our first date. So 16 years total we had been going there. So it was like we really had been praying and asking God to, like, show us a church home, and we found our church home. And
we've been getting fed. I mean,
oh my goodness.
I tell you, it's nothing like Lakewood, but it's been as fulfilling for us in our walk and our faith. Like, we really learned more about what it means to be a Christian, a follower of Christ, and it's been dope.
It has been.
If you're looking for a good church home, I want to say we go to Victory World Church. So that's been a great experience.
Yes, and there are 3 different locations.
3 different locations
that you can go to. There
Midtown, Hamilton Mill,
and Norcross.
So 3 different locations.
Yeah, and as Babe was about to say, also there are 3 different services that they offer on Sunday. They have service also on Saturday night as well. So you guys can go to, I think it's is it victorychurch.com, or just look up Victory World, Google Victory World Church, and then it'll pull up and you can, go visit. I mean, it's amazing, y'all. It's very diverse as well. The praise and worship is on point. The children's ministry is so awesome, y'all, because it's like, for one, when we drop Liberty off, she actually has praise and worship as well. They have like younger kids that are leading praise and worship, and they're teaching the kids the importance of, just praising God and worshiping God even at a young age. It's not like daycare. It's literally like they're having their own worship service, and they're they tithe, they pay their offering, they are asked to bring their Bibles. I mean, it's amazing. And the other thing I was going to add was that the children's service is also aligned with what we're being taught as well. So it's just it's phenomenal. We love our new church home. See, what is the next thing we're going to talk about? It's all the cultural events, babe, here in Atlanta.
Guys, if you saw our most recent video about tasting collard greens ice cream, that was in Lithonia. So that's the only reason I brought up Lithonia, because that was the only place I could reference. But it's so much culture in Atlanta. Social media has been like a huge blessing in allowing us to find different events going on, and we throw it on our calendar. And because of our particular church location, that allows us to go into the city more often, at least one day out of the week. And it's been really cool because you get some of everything. Like, we were just in Athens earlier today, and that was our first time there, and that was a real hipster culture that was part of Georgia. And then we were in Lithonia, 2 weeks ago, and then we were in Atlanta, a couple of weeks before that. But it's like this one city is such a melting pot. Like we thought Houston was a melting pot. This is like a true melting pot of so many cultures, so many folks from the East Coast, New York, Philly, Florida, Chicago, and they all bring that culture with them here. There's the ratchet side. There's all that. If that's what that's what you're into, that's what you're looking for. It's there. But it's also very family oriented. It is, lots of stuff for you to do with your kids, family, and stuff like that, and everything in between.
Exactly, there are just countless festivals that are constantly going on.
Year round.
Yeah, year round. You know, we're in the suburb, we're in the country, but it's even stuff going on here, and then like Babe said, in the city, and just all over. There are different fairs that are going on. As a matter of fact, we actually are going to a fair that some of our family invited us to on Sunday. Sunday after church. So they have just all type of fairs, and just it's always something to do here. That's one thing that we learned. Yes, it's free. That's true. All these events are free. I mean, of course, when you go, you may buy food, something to eat, something like that. But to get into it, it's all free usually. Like, I don't think we've gone to any paid festivals yet.
Yeah, I mean, they have them.
Yeah, but we haven't gone to any. Yeah, we haven't gone to any.
This is free. Right there. Or it might be like $10. So
yeah,
we went to it was a carnival not too long ago.
Oh, okay,
That was like $10.
Yeah, it was $10 to get it, and it was free for Liv, so we didn't have to pay for her.
But I mean, someone that sent us an email asking about some good parts of town to move to, and a lot of people hit us up, stuff like that. Obviously, for privacy concerns, we're not going to say where we live. But there are a lot of really good parts of town that we just want to recap again.
Oh, yeah, sure.
In different counties here in Georgia, that if you are looking for family friendly, these would be the places that we would go. I would say DeKalb County is a good county for families. Forsyth County is a good county for families. Gwinnett County is a good county for families. Cobb County is a good county for families. But they all have, is there any more?
Douglas County,
good county for families. Anywhere outside of the general, Atlanta proper is going to be more of your family friendly. More suburban type areas.
And within those different counties, there are so many different cities. Just countless cities in these different suburbs. So, I mean, what we have advised different people to do, we've kind of given them those main counties. It was the main three that we were advised on were Douglas, Cobb, and Gwinnett. And so what we did was we started looking in those areas for homes when we were looking to come out here, and we found neighborhoods, and we started researching those neighborhoods and seeing what was around those neighborhoods. And we literally would just find zip codes, and we would Google the zip code and find out information about it, things like that. And that's kind of how we started our search. And then once we came down to actually start going around the different neighborhoods, we had a plan, and we knew where to go, and we knew what to look for, and that really helped us out.
And leveraging a good realtor here, that would be the best bet, because our needs, I think because of great editing, we definitely make Atlanta look great, and it is.
It is,
But there are the not so good aspects of being here that is not a big deal for us, but it may be a big deal for you. So we definitely don't want anyone to move down here just simply off of the family. Come here, experience Atlanta for yourself. There are things, for example, we weren't used to paying state taxes until we saw our paychecks. We were like, oh Lord, because in Texas we didn't have state taxes. So that's something you want to factor in. And then whatever your job market is, you want to make sure. We came here with a plan, a year-long plan, before we even set foot on this in the city. We had a game plan. We didn't do like some people where they come here with $1 and a dream. No. That might work.
That might work for some people, but for us, we're just very strategic in how we do things. So there was just no way that we were just kind of wing it, especially because we're very calculated, and we have our child, so we knew that we had to really have a plan in place, and by the grace of God, everything has been working out. We've had definitely some humps and some hurdles.
It's been a roller coaster.
It's been a roller coaster ride. Now where things are a lot more evening out, but prior to especially being in our home, we had those little up and down moments. But we were just having a conversation now on the way home, just saying how we know we're supposed to be here. Like God has just like ordered our steps and lined things up, and we're very, very happy, you guys, to be here.
And the home buying process was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really straightforward. Again, having a good realtor, lining up, someone that asked like, what was the whole home buying process? We definitely suggest making sure that you shop several different banks, credit unions. You know, if you run your credit within a period of time, like it's like usually 30 to 45 days, and it's just all like banks because you're shopping around. That doesn't ding your credit as much as like going to one bank, waiting 2 months, going to another bank, stuff like that. We didn't do that. Like we had a list of banks that we were interested in. We have really good credit scores. So, you know, we believe that you should shop around and then let the lenders compete for your business.
That's right,
And your realtor should be able to help you navigate, you know, which deal that the particular mortgage company is offering, which deal is the best deal for you, and so on and so forth. And they may recommend that you try to use their own, you know, their preferred lender, and just keep in mind that if they do that, more than likely they're going to be compensated in some capacity. But that may not be the only reason they're recommending it.
Exactly.
But it's just something you want to keep in mind.
Exactly. And I was just wanted to add to what Babe was saying also, is that you want to actually know what you want in a house too, I feel, when you're buying, because that makes things a lot easier as well. Like the people that we were working with, our realtor, as well as like the people at the design center and so on and so forth, they were just like, wow, you guys know what you want. We're like, yeah, because this has been an ongoing process. Those of you that have been following the Family O for some time know that we have actually still a House Hunters series that we would do, and y'all, for years, this has been before Liv was even thought of, before we were even married, and y'all know we'll be talking about that in a moment, but we're coming up on 10 years this year. We would always go looking at houses, so we've had this vision of what we wanted for the future as it relates to a home for just years. So we literally already knew what we wanted. Then based on our first home purchase, we knew, okay, this worked in our first home, this didn't. So we really had an idea of exactly what we wanted. So when we saw it, we just pretty much, we knew it, you know?
Us, you know, we always build just because that's our preference. But you don't necessarily spend any more money building a home versus buying a home that's been lived in before. It depends on what your flavor is and where you want to live and what's available in the area that you want to live in. These are like factors you have to factor in. All these things in your home purchase. So for us, you know, we wanted to build. That's what our preference is. But you don't. The process is still the process to buy a home. You have to make sure that you qualify for the home. You have to make sure that the taxes are something you're comfortable with. The schools are on point. You know, it has everything that you desire in your future neighborhood. And again, working with a really good realtor that knows what they're doing, they can help you, navigate what's the best for you. But we like new, and that's just that's just our flavor.
Exactly.
But, how just buying a home is a great accomplishment
and a great investment.
And one thing I do want to say quickly is that depending on what part of town you live in, just again to the home situation. There are programs out here, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, there are programs out here that will throw money at you to buy a home in a particular part of town, just because the government wants to, revitalize or stimulate that certain area. They'll throw money your way. It's like here in Georgia, they have the Georgia Dream. And there's so many things, but you just gotta, again, a realtor should help you navigate any of those programs. If you're a veteran, there's programs for that, and you just gotta do your due diligence.
That's right, and there are different caps. There are certain house prices you can't exceed. Go over. Income is a thing, so if you make too much money, you're not going to be able to qualify for any of those type of programs. But if you, like Dave was saying, if you're a first-time home buyer and you have a certain budget that's under a certain bracket, then it would be very beneficial to look into that.
Take advantage of it. It's free money.
Free money. Look, we wish we could have. But anyway, y'all, so the next thing we wanted to talk about was our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Yep.
It's coming up, y'all.
Coming up, guys.
We are so excited, y'all, because we started this process back in, I think, March, where we started planning for our 10-year anniversary, which we are renewing our vows.
Yes, we are.
And we're super excited. When we had been talking about this, y'all, for a few years before we got to 10 years. Right. And then when it came up about us moving to Atlanta, I told Babe, I said, wait a minute, we're going to have our renewal in Atlanta? How we going to do it with our family and friends? Yeah. And Babe was like, yeah. He was like, I already have the perfect, like, I'm thinking in my head, the perfect, like, view and place of how it could be, so on and so forth. You know, Babe, I never really thought about it. Right. The place that we picked, it actually kind of has that outdoor feel that you were saying you wanted.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So, you know, because I always thought it would be in Houston. You know, we have family and friends now that aren't able to make it, you know, for obvious reasons, right. You know, and so, you know, we obviously are disappointed they're not able to make it. But the great thing is, of course, we're recording it and we have a website, so we'll be able to still let them see it. We're just so excited, y'all.
We are. And if you guys are excited for us, the address is that you can send some gifts to or money. Please make those checks payable to the family. Cashapp. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I'm excited, and you know, it's like it's a new city, new job, new jobs, new house. You know, it's a lot of new going on, but we still the same people. You know, that's the cool thing. You know, I think a lot of times when you have a lot of change happening, you know, it can either make you get like super big-headed or like super stressed out because of how new it is. But we've been level-headed. Let me tell you something. We've been broke a long time.
We've been broke.
Food stamps. EBT. We was eating good. We was eating good off that EBT though.
Remember we were getting like lobster,
steaks.
Shrimp. Yeah.
You put anything through a food stamp.
You can, y'all. But then y'all know we are so honest though too, because like once the Lord blessed us and we started picking up financially, then we right away contacted them. I was like, okay, we don't need it anymore. Because there's someone else that needs the food stamps more than we did at that time, you know.
But we still kept a lot of those frugal habits. I thank God for struggle because it really helps you appreciate money. Now we invest, you know, for our retirement, stuff like that. You know, it's just live. So we try to make sure we do our part that way. You know, Liv she's good.
Straight,
She's straight. You know, that's the work we're putting in now. We shop at Goodwill.
We do,
We designed this house that we moved into. We've done a lot of. It's been a lot of Goodwill decor.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you guys like to see a video of some of the stuff like that we get from Goodwill, let us know in the comments.
Exactly.
We'll try to hook that up.
So we can try to hook that up.
But you know, we have, you know, we buy new in a lot of areas. But we buy secondhand stuff and we give it new life.
We do. Yeah, and we also, a lot of the artwork and decor that we have in our home, y'all, some of the stuff we have had since we've been married. So 10 years we've had it, and it's funny
these
because...
chairs we sitting in.
Yeah, that's true.
We've had these chairs for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's true, babe. Yeah, they look good still, y'all.
Not a lot of dust when you hit it.
No. We got these from IKEA too, y'all. We've had them, They used to be in our master bedroom. Yeah.
We're in our office. / studio right now.
So even today, y'all, when we were in Athens, it was funny because we were at this vegan restaurant called The Grit. Well, it's a vegetarian restaurant, but they have a lot of vegan options. So the gentleman that was servicing us, he was, you know, trying to get us to get different things to eat or whatever. And so it's funny because, you know, we do spend some money sometimes, like our travel. We're very frugal with our travel, but we do travel a lot. So that's kind of the one thing that we spend our money at, right?
And books.
And books, that's right. So the guy, you could tell he was like, okay, are y'all gonna get this stuff or y'all not gonna get this stuff? And I said, sir, I'm so sorry, we're very frugal. You know, so we were just trying to like balance it out, because what it was is, Babe wanted us to get an appetizer, which was salsa and chips, right? So we were gonna get that.
Like $3.75.
It was like $3.75. But then the meal would were gonna get had this really good nutritional yeast gravy. It was so good, and it was like $3 and something.
Yep.
So then we were like, well, wait a minute, we don't want to pay for the appetizer and then have to pay $3 for this gravy. So what are we gonna do? So we had to not get the salsa and the chips and get the gravy because it was so good, and we've had salsa and chips. And y'all, it's really crazy because of course we could have afforded to get both, but money is not just, we don't look at it as just something that we just spend just because. We look at it as the blessing that God has given us, and we want to do right by it. And of course you have those moments where you do a little extra sometimes, but I feel like you can't do it all the time. If you're always doing something extra, you go broke.
I mean, it's all about, taking care of your business, saving for retirement, paying your debt, taking care of your bills.
Yeah, you're giving God his
percentage, and that's something that's really important to us. Yeah. We believe that we're tithe payers, and we do that before we spend any money. We give it to our local church, and you can live a little every once in a while.
Of course.
Like I said, I'm a real frugal. I'm a tightwad to an extent, and I've loosened up a little bit with my babe. And I'm sure that my babe can say that she's gleaned some benefits from
it. Yeah, for sure. Like sometimes I'll catch myself like being like the way babe is, he'll look at something that's like $9.88. But if he sees something that's $9.87, he's gonna go with the $9.87 and save that penny. Well, as for me, maybe I may just be like, it's not a big deal, I'll just grab it. I used to be like that, but now I find myself being just like him, where I'm just like being super, super cheap, because I think I'm more frugal, whereas my babe is, like you said, a tightwad. Yeah. But then I do take a lot from him as well, where sometimes I'll catch myself like, no, I can't do it. Or I'll tell him, babe, I went shopping for XYZ and I just couldn't buy it. It was just too much. So I've definitely learned a lot from him.
And like, look at the iPhones. Can I see your phone?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Everybody, the iPhone just came out. The XS and the XS Max. We were sitting there waiting for the iPhone to come out because we finally upgraded our 6Ss to these 8s. We wasn't getting no iPhone X and all that. We waited when the new iPhone come out, that drops the price of every other iPhone. Yeah. So we upgraded from the 6S to the 8.
Yeah, we had the 6S for like many years. Many, because we were behind. We were late getting it. We never get the new phone when everybody else gets it. So we were late getting it, and we had it for several years. Yeah. And so finally, babe was like, I think that was him kind of being like me a little bit, because I'm like, well, no, babe, we need to enjoy sometimes. So he had an enjoy moment where he was like, yeah, let's go ahead. We've had these phones for many years, and then we were able to bless Leah with my old phone, and then we sold your old phone
on eBay.
Yeah, on eBay.
So these little ways that we kind of save money, it allows us to not really be tripping, when you have a larger kind of expense, because we try to be, we don't do it right all the time, but we try to be very, very diligent and good stewards of the resources that God blesses us. And we look for other areas, to bring in income.
That's right, yeah.
We'll sell stuff every time Liv outgrows her clothes. Yeah. We take those clothes to a once upon a time to see what we can get for it. And then we turn around and use that money to
buy more clothes. And then we donate stuff as well, but we do try to see, okay, can we get a little bit of something so that we can go back and put it back into our household and bless our daughter. All right, you guys. So just lastly, to wrap up our 8-month update of living in Atlanta, Georgia, we just want to talk about just a few things that we have learned since being here. And one of the biggest things is that you will need GPS to get around.
Hello. Yes. We, it could be going up the street. We still gonna turn that GPS on. Waze has been our go-to GPS app just because it does such a good job telling you about like road closures, accidents on the road, police officers, all that stuff. These other apps just don't do that, and we always get to our destinations in a very efficient manner using the Waze app. How long do you think we're gonna be on GPS in the city?
I think as long as we go somewhere unfamiliar, we'll use it because, I mean, we know our way around our area, you know.
Right.
But, like, we use it, like Babe said, really to just help us navigate the traffic primarily because even though we're not in a city, occasionally we will have a little bit of traffic where we are. So, well, mainly like on the weekends or, you know, when people are getting off of work, you have a bit of traffic. So I know when I leave work every day, I always use the navigation to give me the quickest route to get home. So I think as long as we're going somewhere different, we'll be using it just in general like we normally do. And y'all, the last thing was just about the people. One thing that we've learned, and this is directed toward our culture, our African culture. A lot of times, especially here for Georgia, for Atlanta, you've heard about the crabs in a barrel, and I know that does exist some of everywhere. Yep. However, we have recognized that we have seen so many friendly, helpful people that are willing to give you information, to help you get connected in different areas that you might need information on. And so that's one thing that I think we've really taken away from being here so far in Atlanta, Georgia, is just the friendliness of our people.
I mean, it's the city of transplants. We very rarely do we run into a native Georgian. So
that's true.
When you're a transplant meeting another transplant that may have been here maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe even 20 years, but they still originated from somewhere else. Yeah. You know, you realize, okay, when you see people that are kind of green behind the ears, wet behind the ears, like we are, you want to help them. And we'll do that for someone else in the future. Exactly. You know, maybe we run into one of you guys in the future that have moved over here. You know, we can tell you some of the best ways to navigate being here. So.
Exactly. So that's been very, very helpful, and just an awareness, and just in general, all people are very friendly here. But we have been hearing that and watching videos about, you know, how our culture is a certain way, but we haven't experienced that, you know, and we're grateful for that. So
that's not even just like an Atlanta or a suburb or whatever. I mean, the crabs are there, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it's all about your energy.
I think so too.
We don't deal with no nonsense.
Yeah.
So if I got that vibe that you kind of a crab in the barrel, I'm probably gonna move around.
Exactly. Yeah. So you guys, we hope that you have enjoyed our update. Like Babe was saying earlier, we're going to do a year update, but in between then, y'all, we're going to have some more videos and some more films and things coming your way. We told you guys a couple of videos back that we have our cruise from last year. Our vegan
cruise video. Y'all, our 1 year old vegan cruise.
So literally a 1 year, like we went last November. So it's coming up on a year, y'all. But we have it, and we are going to have that out soon. We just did our kale wrap video, so you guys want to check that out as well. And we just have so much more in store for you guys.
Let us know your questions, by the way, on relocating. If it's anything that you want us to expound upon in the comment section, if you did decide to make the leap, or if you're getting ready to make the leap and come on down to Georgia, let us know, you know, how your experience has been so far. Key takeaways, I said, is just make sure you get you a good realtor. Make sure you come down a couple of times. Make sure you write the vision and make it plain. Have a plan, A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. You know, be smart. You know, have a budget in mind.
Have savings.
Build in, because the roadblocks are going to happen. We dealt with a few that delayed our move a little bit more than we expected. Utilize your network, you know, people, friends, family, social media, and any questions, like I said, let us know in the comments. We'll try to help you.
Right. Until the next time.
This is Marvin,
Amber, and
Liberty,
and we're with the Family O.
Peace.